Cowboy fans and YouTubers? It's that VA Dallas Cowboy fan coming back at you. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting down below. I make these videos for me and you, and they're a little therapeutic. As I've stated previously, I was going to talk today about the special teams and my reaction to them since the Hall of Fame game. There's not much to react to because apparently they haven't even practiced kicking in training camp. It hasn't even come up. So the fact that they just used Hunter Nusswander as a kicker who's never done it before wasn't exactly the most brilliant idea, but they didn't want to bring anybody in just for a camp body because apparently Greg Zuerlein, who is apparently on point to be playing game one, they didn't want to pick somebody up and then, cut them at the end of training camp, wasting money just for a guy to kick for a couple of games. And that's why they're just not even going to really worry about it. He does well on kickoffs and his normal punting duties against Anger, but they're not really too concerned about the field goal thing or anything like that. And speaking of Greg Zuerlein, he's slowly improving. He's now up to starting to get into the flow of kicking again with the training staff. They're going to be improving onto actual conditions of a normal kick soon. So hopefully he can do some things pre-game against Arizona, and they'll probably go from there. So look to him to being ready by game one, hopefully. Apparently he overkicked himself. He has a habit of doing that, and he wants to do his job. So thankfully this is keeping him from overexerting himself now, so he's not going to be as worn out in the regular season and postseason, hopefully. So that's the deal with that. Of course, we also did have punt and kick return duties in the game, Hall of Fame game. Those were handled by Reggie Davis and Johnny Dixon. Reggie Davis muffed the kick, and that led to another Pittsburgh score. Dixon was decent, but, in training camp we've had CD back there, Tony Pollard back there, Zeke catch a couple. So they're trying to mix it up and see who's the best fit, but it's looking like it's probably going to be Pollard doing the main return duties again this year. So he's improved vastly, and we know CD is at any point he can probably take it to the house. So they're probably going to mix and match, see what's good. Cedric Wilson or somebody back there, but we don't know who's going to be the official guy until basically when the season starts. Next up, I want to talk about Dak Shoulder real quick. He's back to doing some light throwing. We've seen some clips of him light throwing to Amari Cooper, who was activated off the PUP list yesterday. So it's great to see those two getting better together, getting a little in sync right now. And looking at the some cow bites on YouTube, Talking Cowboys, Mickey Spagnola, he talked about the injury. Apparently it's not soreness, it's strained because of a throw he made the day before the pads, and it was a type of Hail Mary pass, and there's a muscle that's connecting underneath your armpit, and he kind of strained that doing the throw because he wasn't really set or throwing normally. He was kind of throwing awkwardly, and that kind of threw him off, and that's what ended up pulling that strain. But they said instead of a few days, it should have been a few weeks. It's more of a baseball pitcher's injury. So they say it could be 2 to 4 weeks for a pitcher to get back into that kind of motion and everything. So seeing him back now is right around that timetable. So we should be good to go come game one. They'll just slowly work him back, of course, as usual, and they'll go from there. Lastly, to talk about Hard Knocks. Whew, what can I say? Hard Knocks ended up being exactly what we wanted it to be. There was no distraction, so I was wrong about that. I thought it might have been a distraction for the guys out there, but HBO, their camera crew and everything is doing a great job of not interfering or being, too involved, being in places. So they're doing a great job. Right off the bat, you saw how much Dak wants to be on the field again, how much he wants to practice, using some coarse words when he was taken out of a couple reps, and not throwing shade at his backup quarterbacks, but the fact that he didn't want to be taken out, and his other, the Gary Gilbert's like, they called me, they put me in, and he's like, he knows, but they shouldn't have. He didn't want to come out, but he has that fire and that drive, and it's great to see he's taking on that whole leadership thing, and he's trying to take it to the next level. I'm glad to see it. He hates being sat down when he's missed so much action, and he wants to be better. That's great to see. Micah Parsons, he continued on from the Welcome to the NFL Rookie episode that I saw with him in it, and he's got a mouth on him. He's confident. He wants to keep playing. He wants everything. He wants that. He has that hunger. He has that desire. He wants to be on that field, doing what he can, making plays, and doing everything. To almost a detriment to himself, that Van Der Esch during the Hall of Fame game had to sit him down and talk to him. That he can't do everything. He's got to pace himself. So that was good. He's getting a little mentorship. Dan Quinn being hands-on, called him down from the booth, and he talked to him about the plays he was making, and he tried to get back on the field for another series, and the coach told him no, he's done for the night. But we like to see that hunger and that drive from somebody. It's great to see. We got to see Zeke Elliott being a bit of a clown, like he is, wrapping a present for Dak Prescott for the first time in his life was funny. But that's Zeke. He's a character. Mike McCarthy using an Austin Powers mojo reference from the movie to have these moments, game time situations that he just throws out there to get these guys kind of focused and just hit it. Just don't think about it. Just here's the situation. Go run the play. That was great to see. Unfortunately, I didn't like the reference because these guys don't know who that is. They weren't alive for the 2 of the 3 movies. So it is what it is, but he trying to do something different. He talked to them about the Super Bowl. He told them that the trophy is heavier than it looks. And from a coach who's actually won one, unlike Garrett, he can tell with experience what it takes to get there and what it takes to win one. So, no knock on Jason Garrett, but this is a coach who's been there and won it all. So he can tell you what it's like instead of just going around showing rings that you didn't earn. Come on, Garrett. But anyway, and lastly, everybody wants to talk about Jerry Jones and the Egg McMuffin. I'm a sausage, egg, and cheese bagel myself. That's what I take, a steak, egg, and cheese bagel from Mickey D's. That's my thing. And even if I had money, I'd still love it. So, that's just me. Some people hate it. Some people love it. The fact he put more salt on it is, hey, that's Jerry. Is what it is. Can't fault him for doing what he wants to do with his money, his life. But it was a great episode. I loved every minute of it. It's shown the stars. It put emphasis on, the players we know instead of showing guys we don't know who probably won't make the roster. It just makes you love the team and the players even more. I can't wait to see more. There's not really much else going on in the world of the Cowboys. They're getting the last bit of practices in before they head out to the Arizona game. After that, they're getting pretty close to winding down training camp in Oxnard. They'll be taking the trip home. They'll be back at the Star practicing. and that portion of training camp will be over, you know. So that's all I got for now. If you made it this far, thank you again for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting down below. If anything crazy happens, we'll talk about it. If not, we'll see you for the next video. Until then, this is VA Dallas Cowboy fan.